everybody, it's Miss Lucy. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we are going to be continuing on our Korean adventure. So we are going to be making a Lotus Lantern, which is just a cute little craft, that you can light up. Well, putting a tea light in it. And they just adorn the streets during the Korean Lantern Festival, and they are honestly very beautiful and cool. And so we are going to be making those today. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to begin this craft, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need some white paper. Well, it doesn't have to be white. It can be colored already. However, I'm choosing to do white. That way I can color it myself. We are going to need some scissors, glue or tape, and some type of base. So you can use a plastic cup or a styrofoam one. I cut the end off a water bottle, and that is going to be my base. That is where I'm going to be attaching the leaves to. So then, to begin, if you already have colored paper, you don't want to do anything else, you don't want to do anything else to it, then you can start cutting your leaves. However, I want to, well, actually no, I'm going to cut my leaves first. So what I'm going to do is fold my paper in half and then in thirds, keeping the folded part inwards. I'm going to fold this into thirds. Let's see, that's about right. And I'm going to do this to every piece of paper. It doesn't need to go all the way. It's alright. And from here, I'm going to cut a leaf shape out of it. Now, this isn't typically how a traditional Lotus Lantern is made, because they use different paper that has these little crimps in it. And unfortunately, I tried looking for that paper here, and it was very hard to find. So we are DIYing this ourselves. We're gonna improvise, which is the name of the game, and just use regular printer paper. And I'm just gonna draw a leaf shape out. Now, if you are very good at drawing leaf shapes, you do not have to do this. This is just so that you guys get a basic idea of what it's gonna look like. So, we're gonna cut this out. There we go. And now when we unfold it, we're gonna fold these onto each other. We'll stack them on, actually. And then just cut through the center line. And that way we already have 6 petals. Now, like I said, if you have colored paper already, you want to use that, then you are free to just cut it out and leave it as is. However, I'm gonna color mine myself. I'm gonna either do a design or maybe just color a little bit pink. Just blend it out a bit. So I'm just gonna take a marker and start just doing a basic color. Now I'm gonna fast forward through a lot of this just because I know you guys know what coloring is like. I know you guys know what cutting is like. So I'm just gonna fast forward until my petals are all done. So I'll see you guys then. Oh god, that was a lengthy process. I had to stretch out a bit. As you can see, I got a little bit of the marker on my table. So if you're doing this, make sure you have something over, maybe another piece of paper to catch all the leftover color, because you don't want to end up staining your table or something. But now that we are done with our leaves, we are going to begin the process of putting them on our water bottle. So like I said, I'm going to use tape just because that's what's most readily available to me. You can use glue. If you're allowed to use hot glue, that would work as well. But we're just going to begin taping it all over. I believe it fits, like, at least the water bottle that I cut out fits about 5 papers or so at a time. So that's about what we're going to do, like 5 papers all around, or petals, I guess. So we're going to do 5 petals around. There we go. Make sure your petals are facing the right way, because if you see, at least mine, they curve a little bit. So some curve this way, some curve that way. It's okay if they don't face the right way. I just prefer them to all be facing the same way. I think it makes it look a little more cohesive, makes it look a little nicer and neater. But it doesn't have to, you know. It's up to you. This is your project, and you do with it whatever you want. Make whatever color you want. Make whatever design you want. Make it look nice. There we go. We should fit one more. There we are. Okay. So far I have the first layer down. Okay? So next we're going to keep on just layering it. Putting the next piece of paper, or the next petal, I like to put them in between where 2 of them are. So don't put it like on top of one, put it in the middle of 2. And put it just a smidge lower down. That way we start creating a layering effect. And you're going to do that with each new layer. So I'm most likely going to fast forward through a little bit of this as well, just because I know you guys know what it's like to just tape things. I'm sure you guys can follow along. Okay, we are now done with the pink petals. What I'm going to do, since I left quite a bit around here, is cut off some of the excess paper, and we're also going to, if you have pieces that are maybe not taped down all the way, that you feel like are just too wild, you can tape those down at that time. I'm just cutting it down because I'm going to fold this downwards just so to hide it a bit. But it was a little too long at first. But we're going to fold this down, tape it, try and cover the bottom part. Now, I did mention that, like, there is different paper used when making the actual traditional one. However, since I was not unable to get a hold of that paper, I was using just printer paper. However, I think if you used, like, crepe paper, the effect would be a lot better. Once you do put a light in, the light's going to be able to shine much better through. However, I tried looking for some crepe paper in my house, and it was completely destroyed. It was a mess. My craft box needs to be cleaned out. But it's alright. This will do in a pinch. Okay. Here we go. Taping all the little edges down. Once you are done doing that, we're going to tape on the leaves. Actually, no. Before we do the leaves, let's curl our petals. So starting towards the bottom, I did forget to mention, but at one point I started coloring both sides just to make it look a little nicer. And I think it's gonna work out pretty well. Because once you curl out the petals, they end up seeing the white part. And we don't want the white part to be seen, so we're just going to color both sides, and it's going to make it look a lot nicer. There we go. Curling the petals outwards. Oh, it's already taking pretty good form. Now, I'm just using my finger. If you want a more defined curl to your petals, I suggest using either a marker or a pencil, just putting it through and wrapping it around that. But just for what I'm doing right now, this works just fine. There we go. Curl out the petals, curl out the petals. Oh, see, I missed this one by accident. It's alright. Okay, we cut out for a bit, but we're good. as I was saying, we're just putting the leaves together. We're putting leaves on it. I made the leaves a little bit bigger than the actual petals. That way we didn't have to put as many. And I think it just makes it look a little bit nicer if it has less leaves. I just think the symmetry of it is really nice. Taping these down. There we go. Let me scoot this over so you guys can get a good look. And look at that. Let's see. And now we are done with our lotus flower. Isn't this so pretty? Now all you have to do is either put a tea light or a tea candle on the inside of it to be able to light it up and really get the full experience. I don't have one right now, unfortunately, so this will suffice, but isn't this so pretty? I bet it is incredibly amazing seeing the actual lantern festival. Seeing these adorned all over the street, that must be so incredible. I cannot wait to hopefully one day see it for myself. But until then, this will suffice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. I hope you guys end up doing it. It ends up really, really cute. And until next time, guys.